Yep. Okay. Perfect.
Okay, we're recording
Yay.
on both. Yay! Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Nerd Rant. I am Dr. Zombrain, also known as Junior Wolf Gaming, with my co-host, Seth,
Whoa,
also
whoa.
known as JJ.
Whoa. Also known as Junior Wolf Gaming.
And you're JJ,
What?
also known as Seth. No, you're Seth, also known as JJ.
Listen, I know you're a bit dyslexic in the thought process today, but like, that was a stretch.
I thought about this riding home on my bike, not gonna lie.
You planned this? I'll give you that. That's commitment, okay? That's something at least.
Okay, so for everyone that's on YouTube, might be confused. Everyone who's not on YouTube, this is gonna be even more confusing. Don't worry about it. We're gonna explain that later, or maybe I explained it beforehand. That adds to the excitement. JJ, what's the topic? Also, don't worry about the scuffiness, both JJ and me's people.
Yes, definitely. Okay, our topic today is, well, I guess I should lead this by saying last week is when it would be uploaded, I can think. We did an episode on streaming services.
And it's
in
a
that
lie
episode in that episode we had mentioned how, Disney Plus is limited on their genres, Seth had mentioned that one of the reasons he doesn't like it is it doesn't have anime, right?
I'm a weeb.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me show up all
And,
my top figures.
in recent light, some things have come out, some leaks, and Seth, would you like to explain what happened?
So, apparently, if for the people that do know, JJ have explained it, and I still don't think I think he mostly understands the big three, right? You understand what
Yep.
the big three are One Piece, Naruto, and third, which is one that not as many people know about, Bleach. And Bleach has been gone for a while, it's finished, and they're coming out with new episodes, Bleach 1000 Year Blood War. It's been a long time waiting, but it's not on Crunchyroll. It's not on Funimation. Where is it, JJ?
It's on Disney Plus, Seth!
Whoa! So I was like, yo, that's kind of crazy, and my friend told me JoJo's Bizarre Adventure's on there. I'm like, okay, I look it up, and I'm pretty sure it's there, like, it has like a Disney page. I look up more. They have Demon Slayer. They have Attack on Titan. They have My Hero Academia. They have Haikyuu. I'm like, hold up a second. What's lacking right now? Because this does not make sense. So from what we can understand, because Disney themselves haven't stated anything. That's kind of been the big confusing part for both of us when we've been talking about this over the past week or so.
Mm-hmm.
Disney hasn't had an official statement. But what we can gather from articles is it's only in Japan. It's regional.
Some of them are only in Japan.
Some of them are only in Japan. I don't know where they all are, because I made a new account. It is rated M, and my account's like rated M, and it
Making his dirty dishes.
And
Go ahead.
I still don't see Bleach, so I don't know where they are. It's not in the U.S. It might be in Europe. I don't know. I know that's another place that's kind of a little bit more open, I think-ish. But they're out there. They're regional locked, but they're out there. Disney hasn't said anything. And there's probably a good few dozen of them out there. Because I remember in October we were looking near some articles talking about different types of anime that are coming out. Some more smaller ones, not some of the big stream, but now the big stream are coming out there, like I said, like My Hero and Bleach, 1000 Year Blood War.
Disney paid to have a couple of... I think one of them was a sequel to a middle popularity anime.
It was a big one of that studio. That studio's biggest one. It was a sequel to that.
They paid to have a sequel, and then they also licensed to others to be made for Disney Plus. But those were only accessible in Japan, and to my knowledge, I think they are still only accessible in Japan.
And I think this might be a little bit more rumor type of podcast and some more theorizing than just fact and talking about it. But we do, I think we all know that this is happening. Like, I think there's plenty of evidence that there is anime on there. Other than, like, Star Wars Visions, there is actual anime from Japan on Disney+. The only thing is we have no idea because Disney has not made a single announcement or statement about this.
Like, there's literally nothing apart... Like, there's the things people have collected, and, there are leaks, but some people just think those are lies and things people try and put out there for attention. So there's nothing that we can solidly confirm is either a solid leak or a solid statement by Disney. So we're kind of just in the blue right now. We have to try and figure this out for ourselves until Disney comes out and says, yeah, guys, we know exactly what's happening. It's all part of our master plan to conquer the Earth.
So that can bring us to another point. Is we were talking a little bit about the concept of, in the last one, we were talking about the concept of Disney being monopoly, and with them owning Funimation and Crunchyroll. Right? Wait, did we talk about that on stream, or was that private?
I think that was private.
So one thing that was talked about a while ago is Crunchyroll and Funimation combining, and there's talks of that being a monopoly. But now with this coming up, which, by the way, that article that he was talking about with that sequel, that's from October 2021. So this is not a new thing. And it's gone over everyone's nose. JJ had no idea until I said something, and I'm like, wait, Bleach? Okay, that's new. But apparently all these other ones have been out. So what we were talking about is either Disney's trying to do that, like, like the ESPN and Hulu, that bundle would have Crunchyroll and Funimation, or maybe that's Funimation and Crunchyroll's way of combating Disney becoming the streaming titan, the monopoly it is, and just, like, in general, in the anime community.
Indeed. I feel like the only thing that could end up stopping something like Disney just buying out all these different anime for, like, whether or not it goes to Hulu or Disney Plus would be the combination of Crunchyroll and Funimation. But, obviously there was some sort of halt in that combining that happened who knows how long ago, and we don't know what it was. My theory? Maybe Daddy Disney stepped in and put his foot down and said, hey, children, stop fighting. I'm gonna handle this situation.
I mean, we've kind of seen that with Call of Duty and Treyarch having to step in, because, like, that happened with Cold War. That's why Cold War struggled the way it did, is because it wasn't polished, because Treyarch wasn't supposed to make that year. They were supposed to have another year, but then they had to step in because the studios were fighting. So we've seen that with these big studios, like Treyarch. That's the Black Ops, if for the people that don't know, that's the Black Ops series for Call of Duty. They're pretty big, and, like, they're pretty official compared to someone like Raven, who's a little smaller. So we kind of seen that with these big, like someone like Disney, stepping in on these smaller studios like Crunchyroll and Funimation.
Now, by no means do I think Crunchyroll and Funimation don't have enough money to stand up for themselves. I think they probably could put themselves at quite a high bar if Disney ever tried to buy them, because, Sony put Spider-Man up for, what was it, like $2 billion or something like that. So I could very much see Crunchyroll and Funimation valuing themselves at, like, around $1 billion, probably. So Disney could be hesitant to pay that.
Anime is such a big medium at this point, and I feel like after COVID, it's grown so much. The amount of people that started watching over. So if anything, it could be bigger at this point.
And I think Disney recognizes that, and that's why they're kind of trying to take these steps into the anime world. Is they're realizing, hey, there's a lot of benefits here. There's a lot of funding we can make.
And we've seen that if we start
out small.
Do you want to talk about Star Wars Visions? I don't know much about it.
I think it was about a year ago. Disney funded a series on Disney Plus called Star Wars Visions, and essentially it was, they allowed a bunch of different, I can't remember if it was different studios or just different creators, but different creators, we'll say, came together, made their own stories for each episode, and they were in a anime style. It was groundbreaking. Like, a lot of people really loved that show. Star Wars fans and anime fans alike absolutely loved it. And I feel like Disney recognized that and kind of saw, like, what if we do more with this?
And if we look at the timeline of that show coming out and these deals going on, the deals did happen after the show. So that's one thing that we are thinking, that maybe this succeeded. Thus, they thought, let's grab some actual anime and see what that does on our platform. And here we are now with anime like Bleach and My Hero Academia on Disney+.
The only question is, why are they not releasing it to everybody? Visions was released to everybody, and that's why it did so great. So what's the point in paying all this money for these anime that are going to perform drastically well on your platform if you're not going to release
Bleach
them to
Thousand Year Blood War, from what I've seen, is phenomenal so far. The story, the action, animation, like, I saw the intro scene and it looked phenomenal, and I cannot wait to start watching that. But it's the fact that Disney's not even saying anything, and I feel like that's a mistake. One thing that we are also talking about is the whole thing with Disney trying to make it accessible for everyone. What does that mean for anime? Because anime is, it comes out, a lot of people watch it subbed. We're not going to get into the sub-dub debate, which is better, but like a lot of people watch it subbed, and then some people wait for it to be dubbed, meaning it's in that English language or in their own, because someone like Crunchyroll has Spanish, German, French, and English along with the original. So what does that mean for Disney? Are we gonna have to wait for every single language to be finished to be put on Disney?
I could very much see that being the case, because with the way Disney's doing everything, nothing has released and then been updated with another language. It has always been, here's what you have to start with, and that's what we're going to give you. So it's very hard to tell where they would go with that. Because it's Disney, I feel like they'd make us wait.
But, yeah, I think this is, like I said, the hard part about this whole thing is we don't know anything right now. Mm-hmm. We know zero.
The other thing is, I know the way they do it on Hulu is they'll release it, it's kind of like in the capsulation of one season, but that one season contains all of the subbed and all of the dubbed in English, or I guess it would be dubbed in your language.
So it'd be like based on arc. So people that know Naruto, maybe that water, I don't even remember the name, like the water mission, like that whole arc would be completely dubbed in all the languages, then released. Netflix does that, where they make like the arcs a season, and they release it season by season. Obviously they don't do the whole dub thing like themselves, but they came out, One Piece is a big one, and they keep coming out with new ones, and they came out with Water 7, and then Enies Lobby, and then Goodbye Going There, and all these different arcs, but it was completed, and it has all the languages and subbed and dubbed. Obviously that's really old, but that's just how Netflix does it with new shows as well, but we have been seeing them, both Netflix and Disney Plus, starting to switch that weekly. Kami Can't Communicate does release on a weekly basis, and we see that with some Marvel and Star Wars shows releasing weekly. Yes. So at this point, for Disney, it's really hard to see how they're going to take that.
Yeah. I feel like with the past stuff, they would probably just bulk upload it all at once if they have the resources to.
Maybe like the old Bleach that they have the rights to. Put Bleach that's already dubbed and everything.
Anything new that comes out would be that weekly format. Maybe release 1 to 2 episodes weekly.
I can see that. Maybe like after they get like the whole Bleach situation finalized, because I don't know if that is finalized. Maybe they release all of Bleach, and then they release like the first 6 episodes of Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War, wherever they are, and then they start releasing it weekly.
Yeah,
something like that.
I could definitely see that.
Who knows? I have no idea. JJ, do you have an idea? No, you don't, because nobody does.
How dare you accuse me of not having an idea? What if I had an idea?
Your idea's wrong, because there is no idea.
What if I want to have an idea? You can't
Ideas
do anything
are wrong.
about it. No,
Ideas
you're
are wrong.
You're wrong.
Hold up, give me a second.
1. Oh dear. Where's he going? Oh no. Oh dear. What'd you do? What'd you do? Should I be scared? What'd you do? Yes.
Okay. Anyway, this is what I have to say to your idea.
Is that a vibro? I can speak it. Is that a vibro? A vibro blade. A vibro blade. I can speak. Is it a vibro blade?
No, it's a katana, and it's gonna slice you. I'm gonna slice your nape with it. It's an anime joke. Snape? It's an anime joke. Attack on Titan. Because it's an anime podcast.
I wouldn't get it.
That's the joke.
Aha! It's so funny. Aha!
Okay, so another thing we were talking about, I don't know again if this was private or on the last episode, but the fact that how this affects Disney as a monopoly, because we were talking about the other studios, if they did that whole throw it in the bundle, that kind of helps them get out of that monopoly area, but these are on Disney Plus. So what does that mean for Disney as a monopoly?
I mean, here's the thing. I'm curious to see how many other things technically have a page but aren't on there, because if some of the stuff on Hulu has a page but isn't available on Disney Plus, I could see it being just like a same server situation where, like, sure, there's a placeholder page on Disney Plus for the stuff on Hulu, but like it's not accessible because it's not on that platform.
I see what you mean. It could be. We don't know, cuz like I can't find it. I mean, I can try. One article that I did see while doing some research on this whole Disney thing is they said that it would come on October 10th, Disney Plus and Hulu, Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War. And it's not on Disney Plus, so, but it might be on Hulu. I don't know.
I mean, research time.
Research time.
Research time.
Start playing the guitar. Research. It's time to do some research.
I don't understand that reference.
It's not a reference. I have a guitar.
And why, though? Why would you play the guitar and sing, like, a theme tune?
Because why not? Let's do it.
Okay. Seth playing guitar intensifies. Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War. It is on Hulu. It is on Hulu. I see the Spanish sub. Sub. That's true. That's true. Here, let me mute my speakers and play an episode just to see. We're gonna see. Their ears. Sorry, headphone users. Okay, let's see. Settings. Okay, audio is only Japanese, but it's English subbed, so it does not look like they have a dub yet.
Okay.
But no doubt it's probably going to be coming in the future. And once again, it could be a case of they had it ready for Hulu because Hulu doesn't have all the dubbed content, but they wanted to finish the dub before they put it on Disney Plus.
Could be, but even then, that's still the whole problem of the monopoly. So.
Indeed. It's quite chaotic.
It is chaotic.
Just like you and your guitar.
My guitar is actually neutral. I'm the chaotic one.
You're the bard.
I am the bard.
Definitively. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Hulu is probably where a lot of these are coming from, because that seems like Disney's anime hub most of the time.
It does. I didn't even think about the fact that, like, they do own that. Guys, I have too much stuff around me. The struggle's real.
Yep,
that works. Okay,
jolly.
People are confused. It's fine. That just adds to the fun of our podcast. So,
Definitively.
Yeah. Actually, do you want to quickly look up what's the definition of monopoly? Because I think that's the big thing that we have to think about is because at this point, I feel like Disney should be a monopoly already.
Yeah, probably.
So, I don't know, like, what defines them and brings that out, and where the line needs to be drawn before governments start stepping in.
It says the exclusive possession or control of the supply or trade in a community or service. That does not seem to be the answer we are looking for here.
Because that's definitely Disney. Well, here's the thing, I guess, with, like, copyright laws. With something like Disney, they own the rights to Disney, so that wouldn't be a monopoly. Like, Sony having the rights to Spider-Man isn't a monopoly on Spider-Man. But when you start something like, I think, like I said, like maybe this is where the copyright laws come in. They don't have the copyright to Bleach. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where we start drawing the line and like starting to really struggle with that monopoly feel. Because if they start anime as community, isn't like copyright. That's not one thing. So I think that's where you start seeing that where they're crossing the line of turning into a monopoly.
Yeah.
Taking
this
all
one
of
says
that.
A monopoly is a market structure where like, a single seller or producer assumes a dominant position in an industry or sector. Monopolies are discouraged in free market economies as they stifle competition and limit substitutes for consumers. So basically, if
it's one streaming service.
Yeah.
So if Disney Plus somehow snuffs out both Funimation and Crunchyroll, that would be a monopoly.
Unless other places have anime, like it would not be considered a monopoly if other places have right to stream certain anime. But if they solely like possess the only rights to stream all of the big animes, then yes, I would say that would be considered a monopoly.
So that'd be like, since Netflix still has, how much episodes of One Piece, they're fine for now. But I don't not see them buying that up.
Yeah. I also think this is more of an accusation thing. Like, people have to actually accuse Disney of having a monopoly for it to become an issue, and then if they were to lose that court case, then they would have to give some things up.
Yeah.
But yeah, until then, I feel like they're free to do whatever.
And I think like we said, the fact that they're having these other services like Hulu, ESPN, that's kind of their workaround, because they're partnering with them versus owning them, right? Like, they don't own like 70% of the company, and there's like a civil contract agreement between those studios and companies to make that a bundle. And then it just so happened like Disney can throw stuff on or something like that. Because that's probably like, Disney has the money. We're going to get a lot of clout because we have like Disney over our name. And that's going to help us overall. Like ESPN, I don't think Disney's like, we need sports. I don't think that's what they're going for. But
hey guys, ESPN, we need sports. You know the mascots out on the field of sports? We need that to be Mickey Mouse.
But like something with like the... What's his name? But that's what Disney would take. But then they're probably like, ESPN's probably like, Disney, you're making a bundle. Can we be in that? We'll charge this much. Be cheaper. But overall, like I said, like that's gonna bring in how many people, because it is a bundle.
Yeah.
With Disney.
Yeah, and I feel like if they were to add the combination of the Crunchyroll Funimation, that would be a perfect workaround, right? They have all their anime. It's a partnership instead of a ownership, meaning it's not a monopoly. They just have more control. Here's the thing. If they just become large shareholders, like, they could own 99% of the company and not technically own the company, meaning they could be in charge of everything, but still not.
Is that how that works? I thought it'd have to be like over 50, like 51. Like you have to own a majority, not like
because
not 99.
I thought shareholding wasn't like owning. Like you're just holding shares. You're funding the company, whereas owning would be like
like your
people owning things.
Great.
Like they're in full possession of it.
So you're saying like stockholders would be like stock, like just the people buying the stocks for the company. They don't have, but that means I can go out and spend like, say that I had the money, like $100 million, and buy like thousands and thousands of stocks in Disney. Would that mean I have a say in Disney? Because I don't think that's how that works.
No, stocks and shares are different.
Okay.
Like Lego and Sony both have a share in Epic Games, but they're not doing stocks. Stocks are things like citizens and people can purchase.
So shares then, is that how that works? I thought shares were just like 100%. Like you had 100% and you split that up. So like the CEO might have like 20%. The vice CEO might have 20% of the shares. Or is that like completely separate to the ownership? Is shares separate from ownership? Because I thought they were the same thing. Like,
you ran. I'm gonna Google it.
Okay, because like this is where my Shark Tank knowledge comes into play. I watched some Shark Tank, and like seeing how like the ownership is, like you see they're selling like equity and stuff, is like equity and shares and ownership all the same thing. This is not to, I guess this is kind of still on the role of monopoly stuff. Are guys, just if you are somehow at this point still thinking we're talking about the Monopoly man who sells the money games, that's not it. A monopoly is, like we said, an ownership of a community, which Disney practically is at this point, but they have some workarounds because they got the money to buy lawyers that know the law.
Okay, so from what I'm gathering here, shares are a portion of ownership of the company. I'm going to have to look at what that means for a monopoly here in a second, but it's the definition that this site gives is shares are units of equity ownership in a corporation. For some companies, shares exist as a financial asset providing for an equal distribution of any residual profits, if any are declared in the form of dividends.
Okay. So like I said, like when you go on Shark Tank, you're asking for a certain percent of equity. So that's kind of like the shares. So it's partial ownership.
Yeah. So in my headcanon right now, it seems like if they don't own all of the shares, they don't own the company, meaning they would avoid that monopoly rule.
Yeah. Yo, you know what? We should law by Mike. He's like a YouTube short TikToker, and he's like a lawyer. We should add him at this, and he can tell us, is this a monopoly? No, we're going to get him. He's going to be our co-host next time. You know, the guy with like 7 million subscribers on YouTube. He's going to be our co-host next time. It's going to be great.
Totally.
Yeah, this is kind of getting into like that really specific stuff. And unless you really know the law, like I said, like this is one thing that you have to watch out for with big studios like Disney. They have lawyers that really know the law, and they have like workarounds, some loopholes and stuff like that to get around this. So it's going to be really hard for Disney to become a monopoly because they're doing these sneaky things, like you said, like 99.9. We're not owning the company. We don't own the whole company. Doing some really sneaky stuff like that.
All right. This here says that there are very strict requirements for a pure monopoly. 1, there's only one firm in the industry. 2, there are no close substitutes for the main firm. And 3, there is some reason why the entry and survival of the competing firm is unlikely. So there has to be another existing company that has a valid chance at surviving in the industry in order for them to not be considered a monopoly.
So that'd be like Funimation Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even if Disney ends up licensing all of these anime and puts them on Disney Plus, as long as Funimation and Crunchyroll are still over there and not like completely dying out, then they don't have a monopoly.
So here's another thought though. What do you think would happen if they say, so how many people do you think just own Disney Plus versus the bundle? Do you think a majority of people own the bundle or just Disney Plus?
I would say just Disney Plus.
Because I was thinking, what's the chance that, like you said, like once it's finished, I might go on Disney Plus, but until then it's on Hulu. What if they would to say buy Funimation and Crunchyroll and get them in that bundle? What's the chance of like the Hulu anime then coming to Funimation and Crunchyroll and coming off of Hulu?
I don't know about off of Hulu, because then once again, the people only paying for Hulu are going to suffer and lose subscribers.
Okay. So you think it's just going to be all around? Like they might just have stuff all over the place?
Yeah.
So that way they can pick and choose. But
you can have individual ones like the Crunchyroll Funimation over there. If you want strictly anime, you just pay for that one. Or, you know, if you want everything all together, you can pay for the bundle, but it's going to be all over the place a little bit.
Do you think some of those more exclusive ones can possibly move over? Say, like, I know it's not going to happen, but say that Hulu had an exclusive anime that's only on Hulu. Do you think they would be able to have this say to then have that also on Funimation and Crunchyroll on top of Hulu?
usually because of contracts, no, they would not be able to put it over there because when the contract was made, it was made strictly for Hulu. It could not go off of Hulu. So I don't think they would have the right to move it to something else.
Okay. But then do you think something like what they're doing, like Visions, do you think Visions could possibly have a chance that, again, to go to Funimation and Crunchyroll? Because I don't think that's necessarily an exclusive. Well, actually,
like any Marvel or Star Wars stuff
actually,
that ever comes out of anime, I think would go over there.
Because that's not technically an anime.
I mean, I see them putting it there because one,
they'd have
Disney,
the rights.
They just put their foot in this industry, so they don't know all the details on how that all works, I imagine.
Because I was actually asking a friend, and like, do you think anime is Asian or Japanese? Because another show that I really like, The Daily Life of an Immortal King, is Mandarin. It's Chinese. It's not. So is that classified as an anime? I know there's some other shows I watch that's Korean. Is that an anime? She said it's more Japanese, but that means like Funimation and Crunchyroll only have Japanese stuff. So would they have, like you said, like they might. We'll have to wait and see. They might just, if depending on how much shares and ownership of the company they might have, they might be able to work around and force them to add that. But we'll see if they make, because I also do think they're going to make more. Maybe they'll make a Marvel. Actually, there's kind of like some Marvel animated like anime shows. I mean, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get some stuff.
Disney's all about their IP, right?
Yeah.
So like if Disney wants to make something more popular, their first move is going to be, okay, what big IP can we use to boost this up? So I think if they were to buy those, they would probably put some like popular, like the Star Wars Visions, probably be shooting over there. They'd probably start funding some more like Star Wars and Marvel animes to put on that site just to move their IP over there so that people are like, oh, I'm a Marvel fan. I gotta go and pay for this so that I can watch this new stuff, you know?
I think that's
IP is very powerful.
But that's for a later point. Different episode. But that brings me to another thought of, I think a good question is this going to be a good or bad thing for anime being under, I know you said, like, it's going to be it could be good because, you know, Disney's going to give that out there. It's going to put that out there more. A lot more people are going to see anime. They might not watch it, but they're going to see it. But do you necessarily think it's going to be a good thing because then they're going to have all that Disney rule with these anime services? Or specific anime.
I don't know.
Like I said, like, do you think that's going to be a good thing to have anime? We're going to have to wait for it to be dubbed and everything before it releases? Or we have to wait for a season to come out? Because I know there's a lot of people that watch it weekly.
That's usually the standard for a lot of media today. Like, if you think about a movie, I know a lot of us don't really look at it, but the accessibility is all finished by the time the movie comes out. Like, you get the CD or I guess not CD.
DVD.
Yeah, DVD. For a movie, like on Blu-ray or whatever, it has all your accessibility on there. You can listen to it in different languages. You even got your director's commentary over top. Like, it's all there when the movie releases. Except for anime. They're the only ones that do it differently. So if I see it changing, I could see it happen. Like, Disney seems like the person to do it, if anybody, and it would just be setting anime along with the rest of media today. But
do you think that's a good mindset to have it wait and not just, you can just get it when it's done and the people that don't want to wait don't have to wait? Like the dub and sub thing, like, if I don't care about it being in English, why should I have to wait for everyone else that does want to be in English to watch it? Do you think that's a good mindset to have?
Because you need to be a patient little child.
But do you think that's a good mindset to have? Like, because that's hurt. Because I know it's a really big thing in the anime community, like sub or dub. It all depends for me specifically. Like, once I get caught up on One Piece, I'm going to start watching the sub because I don't want to wait a year for it to be dubbed. But I also, you know, there's certain shows that I do wait for it to be dubbed. So, you know, that's going to really hurt a lot of people, like, wanting to watch it weekly. Especially since it's going to be in Japan. That's going to be spoilers, too, because Japan's still going to release it on their cable. So then everyone else is going to see all the Japanese leaks and, like, talks about it, and then we're going to have to wait how long for that to come out.
I mean, I could see them doing something like how they have their weekly releases. What if they release the subbed like normally, and then the dubbed would just be a week behind, so that the next episode comes out in subbed, whereas the previous one comes out in dubbed. Because I very much could see them doing that. It gives them the time they need to dub things over, but it's also not too far behind because it's only one episode.
I can see that. Even if it was 2 or 3, I think for Disney, 3 would be the most. They'd be behind on dubbing.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, that's still a lot faster than what it is now.
Yeah.
But like we were talking, like they would have the finance to be able to do that. So I can see that, and I think that'd be a good compromise.
Yeah.
Because I get what you're saying, that a lot of people, but like I mostly just watch anime, but there is a lot of stuff that releases just seasonally. But there's so many people that do watch the anime when it comes out live subbed. And I feel like that's going to hurt how many people to have to wait. And that kind of screws them over, because why have to wait when it's done? The episode's subbed, it's done. Why do I have to wait for everyone else to have it in English, German, Spanish?
Yeah. That way they could watch it when it does come out, and then
if you want to wait, you just got to wait.
Dub that episode.
Yeah. And if they have a consistent schedule, you'd be like, oh, hey, the episode's subbed out. I have 3 weeks from today to come for the new one. You know, if they keep on a same schedule.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that. I want to mind that. Because that's one thing that we were privately talking about, and I still just I couldn't wrap my head around it. But that's a good way. If they went about that, I wouldn't mind. I'd totally be okay with that.
I feel like that's a good compromise, because the people who want it dubbed are waiting anyway. So
yeah, we're going to already be waiting.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm worried.
Their time a little bit.
Yeah. I'm just more worried for the sub people, because, like I said, that just doesn't seem fair to them, for them to have to wait for everyone else to then watch it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the manga versus anime. Like, the people that want to read manga, that'd be like if the manga chapter and the anime episode came out at the same time. That would annoy so many people. That'd be toxic. Like, imagine having the Marvel comics and then having to wait for the movie to come out at the same time as the comics. Dude, that would take forever.
It really would.
Nobody would be okay with that. But that's kind of where I'm thinking with that, with manga to anime. So.
Yeah, that seems accurate.
And any other things? We talked about Monopoly. We talked about how. So I think we can maybe talk a little bit more about them dubbing. We talked about with them having the finance, if they would say take Funimation and get some say in that, or even not. I feel like, honestly, what if that's how they do it? What if in order to get Funimation, they just simply give them money to dub it faster? And because they're getting money to dub it faster, they then give them the right to put it in the bundle. And then Crunchyroll maybe is like, I'm kind of stuck behind now. I'll join too. For this or that.
I can see that. It's a lot of situational stuff.
It is situational.
But very much relies on certain things. I think, though, it's definitely a smart idea, because plugging all that into... Not plugging in, that's an odd term to use. Giving Funimation the funds for that kind of thing.
That is an odd term.
It is a very odd term. I don't know why I went for that. It seems like a logical thing to do, you know, because they are the lead in the dub world, you know.
Yeah.
So why shut them completely down when they have this all built up already? They have the resources. Just give them the extra money they need to then provide you the resources for your platform.
Yeah.
Also thereby avoiding your monopoly.
Yep. Another thing with... See, here's the problem that I think they're already struggling, is they're already butting heads with those studios already. With Bleach 1,000 Year Blood War, like I said, that's practically confirmed at this point that is on Disney+. It's not everywhere, but it's there. Now, I did look. Bleach, the original, isn't on Crunchyroll anymore. I saw somebody saying, like, now that Disney owns Bleach, it's on Crunchyroll, already removed it. I looked at Crunchyroll, it's not there. I do not see a single episode not of the new, of the old. So I don't know if Disney has the rights to all of Bleach or just the new. And
well, Bleach is on Hulu as well.
The original?
Old. Yeah.
So I'm guessing they own all of the rights now. But that means they're kind of already butting heads with Crunchyroll, stealing that from them. So that's a little struggle there.
Hey, yo. That is a lot of seasons, fam. 26, Jesus.
Some of them are really short. Like, from what I saw in English, the first episode, like, 1 to, like, 30 is the Soul Society, but I see that as 2 different arcs, meaning if the seasons are arcs, like, that's, like, 20, 30 episodes as 2 seasons. It only seems like a lot to me because I watch One Piece. It's only 366 episodes.
Yeah.
So, but on average, each arc's around 20, so the seasons, it's a little weird. Because I think that's another problem, and why I kind of like like Crunchyroll. Like, I always look up, when I'm watching it on these other websites and this and that, like on Netflix, I look up on Crunchyroll because it has all the episodes, and I can see the arc name. And I kind of wish, if Disney does take it, if we can see that, because Netflix does that sometimes, but certain shows it doesn't. It's just episode. It's just season 1, season 2, season 3, but the arc name's a big thing when I want to watch something specific. So I hope they do that when they take the episodes in, but...
It looks like on Hulu here, it's just the episode number. Like, this one's Bleach 357, Bleach 358. Like, that's literally the name of the episode.
Yeah. So, we'll see about that. Here's another thought that I know not a lot of people do. Do you think that if Disney will just start buying not just, like, the streaming rights, but more ownership, like, do you think that when it gets dubbed, the music gets dubbed? I know that doesn't happen mostly. Normally, even when I'm watching it dubbed, it's still the Japanese song. Do you think they dub the music as well? Because that's a lot of extra work.
I would say no, and here's why. I saw a lot of people talking, like, a little side trail here. A lot of Disney movies, like the typical, like, your Encantos and Lucas and stuff, were made by Disney for the purpose of exposing other cultures. They want to show you other cultures and stuff like that. And that was Walt Disney's goal, is to
So if they
show
would make
the
the Japanese
world.
music English, that kind of ruined that.
Exactly. So I feel like if they were to do that, they would probably leave it as it is, just to try and fit that culture in there a little bit more and show you more of that.
I'm wondering if they would, do you think that'd just be another option? Intro music, like intro audio?
Honestly, I don't know.
If they would.
They might release a version of it somewhere, but I don't know if they would do that on, like, Disney Plus. Like, maybe on the YouTube channel, like the Disney YouTube channel, they'd release an English version.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
Because I know most of it, I like the original. I have a lot of Japanese music in my playlist, so I would want the original, so I wouldn't want to watch dub and then have, like, the music dubbed as well. Cause normally that doesn't work, too, because it's one thing when it's words, it's another thing when it's music changing the language, because that really, like, one word, like the syllables when you're going into the music way, that really switches it. If that one word's now 3 syllables, that really messes it up sometimes. So I wouldn't want to listen to that. Some music. Anything else? We talked about dub or sub, how that might work, the streaming, just... Yeah.
Honestly, what do you think ever happened to Crunchyroll and Funimation? Like, do you think they were actually going to go through with that deal? Like,
from what I know, it was just say-so. It was just rumor. Because I remember, like, walking just down the hallway in high school, and I just heard somebody talking about that. I looked a little... I didn't really go much into it, because I wasn't too big into anime yet. And that's just, like... I wonder if they didn't do that because that would have been too close to Monopoly, or... maybe just their ideals just didn't match. Like, like, when I'm saying ideals, I'm talking about, like, the weekly versus the season and this and that. Like, the way they want to do business just didn't match up, and they just kind of stopped. Who knows? But do you think that if Disney starts taking these anime, not just, like, having the stream, but, like, taking these anime from others, like... I feel like a big thing is something like My Hero is already on how much stuff already, right? It was on Hulu for a while. But taking something like Bleach from Crunchyroll and then putting it on their own and only their services, and the new episodes of Bleach 1000 Year Blood War on Disney Plus, what do you think that's going to do do you think the idea of Funimation and Crunchyroll coming together can come back if they start taking too much anime?
Honestly, yeah, I feel like if they feel threatened enough to the point where Disney is like absolutely taking all, like if they end up with the big three, I 100% see them combining. Like there's no other way they would survive in that kind of situation unless they would combine, because then they have all these different resources together. Like they would have to sell out to Disney otherwise, and I feel like that's not what they want to do. So
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Like I said at the beginning, I'm just waiting for the day. Also, I'm gonna be so mad if this weekend they announce anything. I'm gonna be so mad.
Oh my gosh, watch. It's gonna freaking happen again. We're gonna like queue this up for next weekend.
Here's the thing. We recorded this episode, the last week's episode, probably about a week from now. And like 3 days after we finished that, I learned about this, and it's this like, some research has gone on since then. But like, if 2-3 days after this episode is finished, more content that just completely screws over the last episode happens, I'm gonna be so mad.
It just starts a domino effect, like, hey, you talked about this? Well, guess what? We're gonna release important information that could have changed the entire course of that episode right after you finish.
Maybe they're doing it because of us. Let's keep making episodes to get knowledge.
Yeah.
Because we're big enough for that.
Keep squeezing the leaks out.
Because here's the thing, like, when I look up Disney anime, I don't see anything. The first thing that happens is the Owl House, and then it's Visions. Yeah. There is nothing. Really. There is nothing about this other than articles that Disney so happen to buy some of these smaller ones.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's why my first thought would be they're giving it to Hulu, because Hulu has more anime already, and it just seems like a place that would fit anime a little bit better, because it's already for series more than anything else.
Yeah.
Here, do you have the name of one of the officially licensed ones by Disney?
What? I don't know. Attack on Titan.
No, but one of the licensed ones, like one of the 3 ones that I talked about before that they paid in, like 2021.
Give me a minute. I have the article saved.
I will give you a minute, because I want to check and see if those are on Hulu. Then I definitely see Hulu being the place where they put it all.
It just so happened that Disney's the one buying it. But Disney's not the one doing anything with it.
If Disney is like Hulu's parent company at this point, then I definitely see like they're the one completing the transactions, but they can disperse it between Disney Plus, Hulu, or, if they ever, for any reason, buy a sports thing, put it on ESPN.
All right, Black Rock Shooter, Dawnfall.
Black Rock Shooter Dawnfall series. Yep, okay. It appears to be on Hulu. Episode 1 at least. Hold up. Airs October 26th. When did this come out? Holy, what? English. Yeah, no, it looks like
it's like
Hulu. Oh, it's a Hulu original.
Oh.
So like it is only on Hulu.
Okay, here's another time. Summertime Render.
Summertime Render. I'm not seeing a Summertime Render. Though it directly links to Funimation.
Oh.
It's like, I think Funimation is like a Hulu extension. Like, you can pay for Funimation through Hulu. Kind of like how on Amazon you can, like, link all your platforms and just watch it through, like, your Fire Stick.
Yeah.
Though it also doesn't bring it up on here, so, who knows. What was the third one, if you have the article open?
Twisted Wonderland or Time Machine Blues.
Twisted Wonderland is not here.
Other one was Time Machine Blues.
That is also not here. Well, we know at least one of them is a Hulu original. That leads me to believe that the rest of them are eventually going to be as well once they like have enough production started. Because the one I looked at, the next episode was airing the 26th, it looked like. That was episode 2. So this is a recent thing that happened on Hulu. And it's a Hulu original.
But if it's also been announced for over a year, who knows how long some of this other stuff might take.
But no, now that I see this, I 100% think that a lot of this is going to Hulu. And Hulu is just going to be their, like, anime hub.
It could be.
Because, once again, think about it. How many rated R shows are actually on Disney+? Like, maybe 5.
I think that's another thing we can talk about, is why that's so confusing that Disney, of all things... I watched the Demon Slayer Mugen Train movie in theaters. It was technically rated R. A lot of anime does have, like, sexual content, but that one wasn't. It's just because it's chopping demons' heads off. It's gory. Blood.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's a lot of anime. It's either sexualized or it has a lot of gore. That's all of anime. Every anime I can think of has one of those two.
Yep.
But that's rated R, which is very much not what Disney's about. There is very little Disney content that is mature.
The only rated R thing that they are producing...
You muted.
Yeah, sorry. The only rated R thing that they are producing that's going to come out anytime soon is Deadpool 3. And that one is confirmed. It's going to be on Disney+, but it's also releasing in theaters, which is something they typically would do.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a little bit against their moral code to release rated R things, but Hulu, it fits so much better because there's already so many rated R shows and stuff on there.
Yeah. Because that's one thing we were talking about, like, maybe one reason why they're waiting is because they're waiting for a catalog, but because, like, I was thinking, like, Bleach wasn't too bad when it came to stuff like that, and some of the other ones, but, like, looking at it, Attack on Titan's very much rated R. Bleach, that's probably rated R. Like, My Hero Academia, rated R for multiple reasons. And it's like, but those are kind of there.
Yeah.
And, I don't know how much I went into, but we kind of said, like, the server thing. So what happened was when I was looking up these different anime, like when I saw JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, another one, I looked up JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it brought up a link to that page on Disney+. Like, it had a Disney+ UI, right? It had their font, it had the background, it had like that synopsis, that summary of the show, but then it linked me to me signing in or choosing a profile.
Once again, though,
and then I
on
couldn't see
Hulu
it.
here, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure seasons 1 through 4. I'm thinking it's
only 4?
Yes, only up to 4, from what I can tell.
What's season 4?
Let me look here.
Because I know part 6 just came out on Netflix, so I'm just wondering how much rights they have to some of these then. Because if they don't have the whole thing...
Do you want me to read the synopsis of the most recent one?
I'm on part 4, so, I'm not caught up, because I just started watching it.
Okay, I'll read the synopsis of the first one of part 4 then.
Okay.
Amid the
I'll pull it up on
beauty of
Netflix and I can...
Neapolis, is the Joestar lineage lives on in Giorno Giovanna after sidestepping long-term Joestar Ali Kyoji Hirose. Giorno must contend with two powerful mafia gangsters, Leaky Eye Luca and the... That
must have been confusing.
little bit.
What was the JoJo you were talking about?
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
No, so each season has a different JoJo that they go off of. So, like, Giorno, something, what was that?
Yeah, Giorno. Giorno. Dot. Yeah, I'm beginning to think that this is a server thing. Like, if it's on Hulu, they're probably going to have a page for it on Disney Plus, but it's not going to be anything you can access because it's not on Disney Plus.
All right, so season 4 is Golden Wind. Stone Ocean did just come out, but I'm kind of wondering if maybe they don't have the full rights to some of these. Like, they have My Hero. I wonder if they have the whole right to My Hero, like every single new episode.
Yeah.
Or they have to wait. Because I'm just wondering about that. Because Stone Ocean is the current. That's right after. So it looks like they did the same thing that Netflix did. Part 1 and 2, they made one season. Even though it's like, because that's when, like I said, that's kind of the big thing. Like, they're different arcs, but you know.
Yeah.
So, but it looks like Golden Wind is season Part 5, Season 4 on Netflix, and that has that character, that JoJo. So I think that's another thing. Like, just because they don't... I wonder how that works behind the background, that if it's not so public to everything, I wonder if that's why certain studios are hesitant on giving them the full thing or rights in it general. You know, like Funimation or Crunchyroll, everyone around the world has access to those. I don't think there's any region-locked shows on there.
Yeah.
Netflix does sometimes, but I'm wondering if that's why some of these studios are hesitant on making Netflix, because if they want to keep this exclusive. But here's one of my final questions I think we really need answered. Not specifically by us, because I don't think we can, but I really want to know, how long do you think it's going to take until some of these do get, like, announced? Like, do you think... Because if it's so, like, Disney's the company doing the sales, right? They're the studio behind that. But if they're not going to do anything, I guess we might not get any word.
I mean, here's the thing. I could have missed something because, you know, I don't really follow Hulu's promotionals or whatever. I don't watch things with commercials apart from YouTube most of the time. Yeah. So I'm not sure if they have promoted it or not, but, like, it hasn't been in the huge public stream if they have. But, you know, once again, it could be the fact that they want to wait until they have more, but, you know, with how much they have already, that kind of seems implausible.
That's what you were saying, but, like, if there are, like, even if it was on Disney Plus, if they're having My Hero, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, Bleach, I feel like that's some pretty big names already to at least say something. At least say we are starting a catalog. But there's like, I'm
looking here. All of these big anime that you're talking about are on Hulu. Like, My Hero up to season 6.
That's coming
Attack
out
on
right
Titan
now.
Up to season 4.
That's the whole thing.
Naruto. I think Boruto at least is on here. Naruto Shippuden is on here, and original Naruto is on
Actually,
here.
You're gonna love this with Naruto. Apparently, a lot of Netflix users are struggling right now because Naruto's leaving Netflix, the original, on October 31st.
Oh, shoot. Really?
Yep.
I gotta binge.
Well, don't you have Hulu?
Yes, but Hulu has ads.
Really? Oh.
Yep, Hulu.
Binge, JJ,
ads.
binge!
But yeah, they have Naruto Shippuden, original Naruto, and Boruto.
But nobody cares about Boruto.
But it's part of the trio. I'm just saying.
Is.
But
no, actually, no. The trio's now the new Sasuke episodes coming out.
Yeah.
We're gonna push Boruto to the side.
Do they have Dragon Ball? They have Dragon Ball Super, original Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball. I don't see Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball.
Do they have
GT? Whatever that is.
GT. That's a whole that's one of those non-canon. I think it's canon now. It's one of those really weird things that people say you can skip. Do they have Z Kai?
Probably it does not look like it.
So Z Kai is like a shorter. Dragon Ball is really long. I kind of wish more animes would do this. Z Kai is the same as Z, but they cut out some filler. They make some arcs shorter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty much Dragon Ball Z but shorter. Yeah, and I wish more anime would do that. They don't have
Dragon Ball Z, so.
Okay.
But wait, does that mean they have the big 3 then?
Do they have One Piece?
Yes.
How much? What episode is the most recent?
Season 11.
What's the last episode?
I'm looking. The last one is called A Desperate Situation. Luffy fights a battle in extreme heat.
Can you give the synopsis?
Luffy, Desire...
Luffy, by the way.
Okay. Luffy, Desire, and Bartolomeo go up against Bill, but the mad Smelt man becomes deranged and lets his true power unfurl. Do Luffy and the others have any hope of exposing Bill's self-serving aims and turning his... Does
it have like a number next to it too?
Episode 750.
Okay, so they don't have nearly the max. Like, dubs up to like 850, and their subs like 1,000 something. Mm-hmm. So they don't have the whole thing. They have a good amount, but not everything. They have all of Naruto, Bleach.
Yes, they do have Bleach.
Yeah, because you were saying.
Yeah. So they're working on it. They have a good chunk of the big 3.
Okay. That's interesting. So, like I said, Crunchyroll doesn't have Bleach anymore. Funimation had Bleach only up to like episode 109. So, that's probably losing it. Netflix is losing Naruto. Dang. They really are working. Wow. I can't believe this slipped under both of our noses.
Yeah.
Like, this is a big deal.
It is. And with that, let's bring this episode to a close.
No, we're going to talk about anime, and guess what? JJ, do you know what anime you should binge?
Scarlet Nexus.
Naruto! Bye!
Bye!
Okay, yep, I already recorded. I already hit recording.
Okay,
You're gonna
okay,
have to
okay,
3,
okay.
2, 1. It's fine.
Okay.
So guys, we
quick follow-up. We just hit stop recording, and I decided to check. I said earlier the little Funimation logo in Hulu. I looked at it, and I decided I searched a Funimation exclusive anime. One of them is apparently Yu Yu Hakusho.
Sorry for anyone who knows how to pronounce that.
Yeah. I searched it on Hulu. It pops up on Hulu. I click it, and I can watch it.
Now, I did bring up the thought of how Funimation has like the first few episodes free, and then you need the paid subscription. He went to the last episode.
And I can watch the last episode with my Hulu subscription. Meaning, Funimation is just a part of Hulu then. Because all of its exclusive anime are on Hulu. And this could be why that deal never went through. What if Hulu bought Funimation? What if that's a combination that happened instead? Funimation is now just here on Hulu.
I can see that. And I hate it, but I can see that.
Oh, gosh.
Bro, Disney does some cool stuff, but like, come on, man, give some people a chance.
Yep.
You don't gotta own a little bit of everything. Dude, are they gonna turn into Amazon?
Oh, gosh, what if? Wait a minute, hold up. Crunchyroll's here too.
No.
Crunchyroll's here too. I'm clicking it. Okay, wait. There's only one thing popping up. Mob Psycho 100. That is the only thing here.
From Crunchyroll?
From Crunchyroll. That is the only thing here. Meaning, they probably don't have Crunchyroll, but they have a deal with at least this anime set up. And only 3 episodes from season 3. Okay. So Crunchyroll is still safe. Funimation, however,
but are they? Because they did have Bleach. They did buy all of Bleach, which is a pretty big deal.
That means they took it away, though.
That's what I'm saying.
From
like,
Crunchyroll.
Like, that's what I'm saying, though. Like,
they didn't buy Crunchyroll like they did Funimation then.
They didn't.
Here, wait. Let me just straight up Google. Did Hulu buy Funimation? Funimation and Hulu announced streaming partnership. Hulu will now have exclusive rights to premiere all of Funimation's upcoming shows and will be releasing subtitled episodes of those titles day of release.
Okay.
Let me keep reading this article, please, Google. Hulu currently has a pretty decent block of anime on its service, most notably My Hero Academia, One Punch Man, and Naruto, but it pales in comparison to most other streaming services, blah, 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 blah.
So at this point, get Hulu, I guess, right?
Yeah. Hulu's going to have a huge impact.
Well, I guess, like we said, it's still ad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you watch the Funimation episode, is it through Hulu, or does it just so happen to, like, using Funimation servers?
It's through Hulu.
So it's still probably better to watch Funimation since it's ad-free.
Yeah. But, if you want to not pay for
have, like, 7
services.
different services,
yeah.
But this also this would bring up the concept that, like, if they made this more of a thing with the Disney bundle, like, having Hulu have the anime with Funimation, that means the bundle includes sports. It like with Disney Plus, it has National Geographic, so it has like educational, it has anime, and it has all of the Disney stuff. That's a wow.
Hold up.
Now what's happening? Guys, live information, breaking news. I'm scared.
This article, Crunchyroll merges with the Sony Funimation Global Group. The world of anime streaming services is about to change dramatically. In a press release this evening, the Sony Funimation Global Group has announced that its acquisition of streaming service Crunchyroll is now complete. Purchased for approximately $1.1 billion, this means that the two of the biggest distributors in anime in the West will soon be operating under the same banner.
Same banner? Does Sony have Funimation too? Wait, where's Sony in this? Guys, this is gonna be such a longer episode, but we got it. We can't just stop it.
Oh
we're just
gosh.
this is episode
We've gone down the hole.
We can't just stop it at this. We have to find an answer to this now. So where's Sony
Crunchyroll
playing
will
into
continue
this?
its commitment to anime and its fans now under Sony Funimation Global Group. So does Sony own Funimation?
I'm so confused. I mean, isn't Sony Japanese? It is.
Sony, which also owns Funimation. Okay, so Sony owns Funimation, and Sony then purchased Crunchyroll.
When did the Crunchyroll
merged it?
When did that article
come out? August 2022. No, wait. No, August 2021. Yeah, August 2021.
Okay.
Bro. We're very excited to welcome Crunchyroll to the Sony group. Anime is rapidly growing in medium. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no, they straight up bought Crunchyroll. So all that stuff we were talking about at the beginning, once again, as soon as we hit stop on record, a bunch more stuff gets figured out. Like, oh, this would have been helpful to know just a tiny bit ago. But no, here we are, guys.
I'm sorry, everyone who just went through the last 50 minutes of content to realize that it all does not matter.
Yeah, no, Funimation bought Crunchyroll, so it was less so a merge and more so a purchase. So Disney owns Hulu, which owns Funimation, which owns Crunchyroll.
Funimation, owned by Sony, bought out Crunchyroll, owned by AT&T and Warner. So AT&T is part of this? I might start going to work there. Hold up. I gotta figure this out. AT&T Crunchyroll. AT&T. Hold up. I'm so confused.
Bruh. Let's look at this one. See what this has to say.
Okay, this is by Crunchyroll. Funimation content moving to Crunchyroll for world's largest. Hold up. So it's all gonna be on one thing? It said Funimation content.
This one's saying they're going to coexist as two separate services, but they are going to share the same content.
But so what does that mean? Like, wouldn't you just have one then if they're having the exact same thing?
That'd be my thought, but I don't know.
Is this how they're gonna not be a monopoly? Like, it's on two different. We own both of them, but it's on two different places. We own both of those places, but
I don't think that counts.
Huge news. Anime just powered up. Funimation, which serves of anime in 52 countries and in 10 languages, will be unifying under Crunchyroll brand. But I thought the other one looked like the Funimation brand. So which one bought which?
Uniting the two services under the Crunchyroll banner is a logical next step for Sony. We spent blah blah blah. Spent $1.2 billion to buy Crunchyroll from Warner Media. But it's also an admission that niche-centric video subscription services have largely failed.
This also means new series in the upcoming spring season, the biggest on record. Stay tuned. So, like, anime has these seasons. Like, I watch videos, like, the winter season of the new anime coming out. So that means this hold up. When did this come out? March 1st, 2022. So I wonder if this means this year's spring or 2023 spring. And beyond will only stream on Crunchyroll. Moving forward, Funimation will only add new episodes of continuing series, which means Funimation users will want to move to a Crunchyroll account as soon as possible. That's why now, as a welcome to the new Crunchyroll family, Funimation, yada yada, subscribers get a special deal for 60 days of Crunchyroll Premium for free. Over the next few days, qualified Funimation, yada yada subscribers will receive an email with their unique link to redeem. I'm broken. So don't buy Funimation, I guess?
Buy Hulu.
Buy Hulu, I guess, but does Hulu have Crunchyroll?
Yes, technically.
Because
if Funimation now has the same stuff as Crunchyroll, and they have Funimation...
But that article just said Funimation will be on Crunchyroll, and everything will be on Crunchyroll. So...
I mean, that could be more what's happening. Like, Crunchyroll is going to be its own thing, and then Funimation is merging with Hulu. That could be why all the Crunchyroll stuff isn't on Hulu.
Isn't coming anymore.
But the Funimation stuff is.
That could be. Because what it's saying is, like, the new stuff, so say, like, Boruto, like, it's still happening, we'll get new episodes, but if a brand new show comes out, it's going to start on Crunchyroll and stay on Crunchyroll. I think that's what that's saying.
That could be it, yeah. That way they added a butt ton to the Hulu catalog by merging it with Funimation, but Crunchyroll is still its own thing that is solely going to be for the anime niche.
Unlimited anime, no ads, and new episodes as early as 1 hour after Japan. That's the Crunchyroll premium.
Mm-hmm. I 100% see this.
So hold up. So if everything from Funimation is on Crunchyroll now, what's one of those exclusives? Let's see. This one says it's an exclusive. Let's look it up. Oh, I see it. Dubbed. English dubbed, sure. I do need the premium, but it's here. It is a Funimation exclusive, and it's on Crunchyroll.
Bro! Oh my gosh.
What does this mean? I don't know what this means at this point. Because it feels...
Oh, dude. It's crazy.
So, now we're getting into who technically owns who. So, Disney owns Hulu, which owns Funimation, but Crunchyroll owns Funimation, or does Funimation own Crunchyroll? So does the parent company...
Crunchyroll is owned by Sony, which bought Funimation bought Crunchyroll.
Funimation?
No. Sony owns Funimation, which bought Crunchyroll.
But everything's going to Crunchyroll, and Funimation's owned by Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
So...
I mean, maybe Sony has a deal with Hulu to put all the stuff from Funimation on there.
So, Sony Hulu?
So, Disney bought Hulu, who bought Funimation from Sony, who bought Crunchyroll.
Supported Sony models, Hulu Health. Hulu supports Sony TVs. Watch
I
Sony
don't
Pictures.
think that's what we're looking for.
So, okay, right here, Hulu, watch Sony Pictures. I guess Sony's has their own picture thing, so I'm wondering if this is, like, you know, PlayStation Sony. Like, I think they're under the same thing, but this might be kind of like Marvel under Disney. I'm thinking that's what's happening. Like, not all of Sony, but, like, the Sony Studios is owning the anime rights.
Yeah.
Which,
that's
you know,
possible.
technically owned by the whole thing, but...
Mm-hmm. Bro, this is freaking game changing. Okay, well, I think now we have come to enough of a closure on what just happened. That
I
we
don't
can bring it to
know,
a close.
I don't know. My brain hurts. What?
Yeah, this is a lot to take in. I'm sorry, listeners, that this one went 15 minutes longer than usual. I will have to see what I can do to trim this down. but you know.
Do we trim it down, or do we just cut and just do the last 15 minutes? Just cut the first 45 minutes, because at that point that's all irrelevant, because we literally completely irrelevant to the first half.
It's with the conversations.
Hulu. I'm so confused.
Plus,
JJ,
you know, this is informational. You know, now everybody knows. Like, I'm sure a lot of people didn't know that freaking Sony had a hand in this, but you know, now they do, and that is eventful enough for one episode.
I ended the first part. This whole second part confused me. You can end it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Do whatever.
Thank you all for listening. We'll probably end up doing another episode on anime at some point, and we'll follow up with whatever needs to be followed up on. But you know, that'll happen in due time.
Make sure you follow our pods.
Yep.
What are we following, JJ?
Follow Nerd Rant Podcast at Nerd Rant Podcast on Instagram and Twitter, and make sure you hit the follow button on Spotify as well to never miss a new upload.
Bye.
Gosh, it's been exhausting. Bye.